Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. Hello. Hello. I am David Sponheim. I'm going to be doing another fantastic cooking show for you. I'm sure you've been watching our shows, and they're being seen all around the world now. I am going to be making a pasta salad today that is, believe me, I've got plenty of light. Is that better? I'm making a pasta salad today that is incredible. It's going to be shrimp, mushrooms, onions, all with an Alfredo kind of a white sauce, with green peas and bow tie pasta. Yes, bow tie pasta. I don't know if you guys have ever tried bow tie pasta, but I prefer it over any other pasta for my pasta dishes. And it is fantastic. And Ronzoni has put together a plan to make non-GMO pasta. And they announced this plan all around the country about 3 months ago. And it's the strangest thing. I saw some advertising at my store and I saw Ronzoni up for sale. And this is the only company doing it. All the other pasta companies are like, yeah, whatever, GMO, it's okay. But there is a big difference between genetically modified wheat and non-genetically modified wheat. A huge difference. The genetically modified wheat takes in more Roundup and more pesticides, is designed to absorb those things, and has been proven to be dangerous long term with laboratory studies. So, really like Ronzoni, but the weirdest thing happened. I'm looking around at all my shelves, and Ronzoni's being discontinued. They're being pulled off the aisle. They're not even going to be reordered. Very strange and very unusual. I'll tell you, I don't understand it, but I went out and bought a whole bunch of Ronzoni at a store I saw a sale on, 2 for $3. And I bought angel hair and I bought the bow tie. This is the deal. When you look at the beginning of of something that you're eating and you're going to feed your family over a week in the refrigerator, you're going to want to actually feed them really good food as much as possible. So try to order non-GMO whenever you can. And try to look for non-GMO bread. There's a lot of brands that are converting, and if you don't look into this, you could pay the price 40 years from now when you're an old man. All right, so we are looking at beautiful shrimp, farm raised in Vietnam. We're going to be pulling this is pre-cooked, we're going to be pulling the legs off of those, or the tails off of those. We've got 1 onion in this meal. I picked up just a few mushrooms. It doesn't take a lot. These are some mushrooms that I happen to need to cook. As you can see, they're getting a little bit brown. So I'm going to mince those up along with the onion. Pull the tails off of the shrimp. But the first order of business, obviously, is cooking the Ronzoni, because that's going to be probably the longest dish to cook. So I'm going to start that up right away. And look at me, I didn't even wipe the deck down. Okay, here we go. Filling up the water with filtered water. Yay. And I know you're saying, why didn't you feed the betta fish, Dave? Well, because the betta fish is already eaten today. Yes, we're not going to feed the betta fish. He's sitting there going, well, I want to be fed. Okay, so that's about enough water, about half, a little bit more. Half is about as much as you want. And then you want to put it on a big burner and crank that up to about 6. And throw some salt in there. Put the cover on. And what I like to do is put a little bit of Italian seasoning in the water. And it makes a big difference. The flavor of the pasta, oh, that was not Italian seasoning. That was cayenne pepper. Oh no! This is definitely the twisted Shrimpster dish. Yeah. You're wondering who's watching the show, right? Yeah. All right, yeah. Did you see all the cayenne I put in there? Okay. That's just what's going to happen. It's twisted. I didn't even know what I was putting in there. All right. Now, a lot of people don't understand the message which I am presenting on our regular basis now on YouTube. It's the concept of living on less. And I want everyone to know that if you want to get ahead in this world, it isn't by being Donald Trump, because he honestly is deep in debt. You've got to understand, people like that who love debt just keep borrowing, and it's a manipulative process of borrowing from people that they're doing this. I think I can open this up now. There we go. No, still. Yeah, I was blocking the light earlier. It's got some heart light from this directly from the sun. So this is the deal. If you don't spend a lot of money on your dinners and do conserve and make things ahead of time. You had pork and rice today? Wow, cool. You will actually begin to completely get above any credit problems you have. It's a way to solve the problems without having to go deep in debt like the credit junkie Donald Trump is. Now that's a simple fact. Now I can export this idea to more and more people throughout the world. The better off we're all going to be. Because if we all strive to be Donald Trump and try to manipulate the system and not pay taxes and try to make money left and right by borrowing it, we're going to end up being, a guy at 70 years old snorting a lot in front of television. I mean, his snorting problem is insane. It's like, it's ridiculous. So we all know about the snorting issues that are going on with him. So, yeah, we got that on level 6. I'm going to start the stir fry part right now. So I'm going to take my plate, which is fairly clean. I mean, I cook all the time. This morning I made a potato dish, and I just decided to have potatoes in the morning with some stir fry onions. It was great. I put a pepper from my yard into the dish. All right, so that's the best way to get into an onion. Let me bring the mic a little closer. Yeah. No, blind faith, you don't understand. This guy is, recently they asked, where is the 63 million, Donald? And 63 million is mysteriously gone. Yeah. Where's the 63 million that he got in donations? I'm going to put that on the front burner. There we go. Level 4. Take it up to level 4 here. Yeah, so here, let me enlarge this too. This is way too small. Welcome to Dave's Kitchen, Garden Kitchen. Whoops, there we go. Okay. So we're going to take this piece right here and give it a little cut. Pull the skin off, the outer layers of the onion. There we go. But the 63 million is missing. He hasn't reported it with the FEC, the Federal Election Commission. So what is he doing with the 63 million? I looked at his debt load, and he has a $640 million debt, right? Donald does? 640 million he personally has, a personal debt. 10% of that in 1 year's time is going to be approximately $63 million, $64 million. So we're going to cut that in 1/4-inch chunks. Because the onion will cook down quite a bit in the dish, but you want to leave a big enough onion so that people eat the onion and they taste the onion. Hear that jet? That's one of the daily flyovers over here where they're testing out the AE-18G's operational capability here in the Northwest. And we're in the flight path. I didn't really choose to be in the flight path. When we bought this home, it was a Nick, oh my God, really? I'm extremely concerned. The Explorist is missing. Folks, we have a guy who's been giving us updates across the globe And thank you. I'm glad you're going to sleep. The guy has been giving us updates across the globe, and he's missing on an expedition right now. Nick Curse is in the room, and he just said that the Explorist is missing. I was wondering why he wasn't in our show. Okay, I put a little oil in the pan. You could put olive oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, but do not use corn oil or canola oil because of its extreme genetically modified nature. Big problem. How do you know? How do you know? We got to wait and find out. Let's just. Yes, I inherited the house, but I helped build it and construct it. Yes, I was there. What I did was I helped my parents for about 25 years. I've talked about this before in our show. 25 years I helped my parents through the toughest time in their life, getting older. And we managed to find a really nice place that they could afford to actually own outright. Because throughout their life, they were working as teachers for 40 or 50 years and never could own anything in Los Angeles. And the whole system is rigged against you if you try to do that. No, canola is genetically modified and it's not fine. I found this out. Do some research on this, okay? I have every right to live here. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Okay, so let's get the onions in the dish. A little sizzle action going on there. There we go. All right. And we're going to cut those little mushrooms. Really simple, easy cut. I like to take the ends off if they're a little bit brown. You don't want to have a little brown end on the end. Now this is really, a pasta salad that'll last you a couple days for 1 or 2 people. All right. Whenever I get a little extra yogurt in the refrigerator, non-fat yogurt that I buy, which I often mix with mayonnaise, nice little feather cut. Fan blade cut. There you go. And we're going to throw those mushrooms in right with it. But first I'm going to let these caramelize just a bit on the pan. That water is almost ready. Look at that, with that cayenne in there. Now that cayenne was totally unexpected. But by the time it cooks down with the dish, it won't be a big significant problem because it's only going in the pasta water. Okay, I have not touched any meat byproducts or fish byproducts yet, okay? We're about to touch the fish in just a second. I'm just waiting for this to caramelize. Give me a couple seconds. It's at level 4. I'm going to take it up to level 5. Yeah. So I hope everybody's enjoying the really tumultuous election period we have right now. Yeah, level 5 is ideal for cooking, but it doesn't overcook. No. Corn sweetener is a nightmare. It's genetically modified fructose. It's insane, man. I will play you the video later tonight on our show about the dangers of epicide. Now we're going to pull that up to a full boil before we throw the bow ties into this dish. This whole box is going in here. All right. We get these cherry tomatoes up here. They're really good. The yellow ones stay longer in the winter. I don't know, they have some sort of a magical ability to not go bad. Cooking. So we're at level 6 and level 5 here on the 2 front burners. Okay, shrimp requires a very important herb, and that is dillweed. Not weed, dillweed. Some of you are going, oh, dude, are you gonna like cook with marijuana or something here? No, this is dillweed. It's very good. I'm gonna put it on the onions itself. So lift that pan up there and just scatter some dillweed on top of that. All right. Now for condiments, I'm looking for my, there it is. Perfect. I'm looking for my tartar sauce. Now, I'm just using some old tartar sauce that I had purchased for Y2K. Actually, it was for Y213. So this was good up until 2013. See that? But it's still good because I added lemon juice to it. And I added some Yoplait plain non-fat yogurt. Very good additive to mayonnaise to stretch it out if you're on a budget. And I picked up some of the best GMO-free, amazing stuff. It's non-GMO sourced, made by Hellmann's. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Okay, we got a roaring boil going here, everybody. We are going to throw this into the salted cayenne water. You are looking at the bow tie pasta shell, which is about as twisted as it gets, going right into a hard boil. All right. Now be sure to get a wood spatula to go in there and mix it up right away. You don't want to let it sit. Get it moving right away. Give it about 4 or 5 stirs. Okay? Come on, man. I'm trying to help people save on their budget. Can't you understand what I'm doing? Are you that out of it? This meal costs around maybe $2 or $3. All right. We're going to call this a $3 meal for 4. Okay? This box I got for $1.50. The shrimp was $1. The onion was, I'm going to say $4. No, better yet, in lieu of all these factors and the simple fact that I'm going to add 3 eggs to this. Let's make this $5, okay? We'll do 5 for 5 today. Economizing. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? David bought a dozen eggs for 49 cents. Da 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 da. Lost sound? Testing. Test. Okay, hello. Are you there? Sounds up. Sounds up. What's going on? Are you trolling me? Okay, while you're watching that water boil back there, can you see that way back there? I'm going to gingerly drop 3 eggs in here. Yeah, you're using your water for a double purpose. 1, 2, 3. Now typically this particular pasta shell takes about 10 minutes at a hard boil. We're already at the 3-minute level, and an egg takes only about 7 minutes. So the fish is, I would say $1.50 to $2, and it's shrimp. It's in its indigenous purified water from my sink. All right, cool. Everybody can hear me. Everyone's okay with it. Well, yeah, good. I see no eggs. Well, I got to get the camera closer here. See them? They're in there. All right. Now, as the winter progresses, you're going to like cooking in your kitchen because your house will heat as a result of cooking in your kitchen. So all the energy I'm consuming here to add to the $5 in cost is actually going to your house heating bill. Take your mushrooms and drop them right in the onions there. And give that a good stir. And then do what I do, which is add just a little bit of water. Oh, that's awesome. I call this a steam fry. Now, your shrimp is already done. All right? Your shrimp is already done. So it's already pre-cooked. So I really just have to add this into the end of the dish once those mushrooms are caramelized. Lemon is actually very good in this dish. If you want a preservative, it's the best. So I'm going to pull the little legs off these shrimpies. Let me drain the water out of here. I'm actually going to leave a little bit of the water at the bottom just for a roux that I can add to my mix of my mayonnaises. Because shrimp actually, if you let it sit in its own juices, actually has a really good flavor. And you create a very nice gastrique from just the shrimp sitting in its own water. So leave a little bit of water at the bottom just to put in your mix. Okay, I've had a couple complaints about tails being in the dishes. Like last night, I made this dish, or something like it. I actually made a shrimp salad for somebody, and they loved it with this particular shrimp. But they found one tail, and it was like, David, why was there a tail in this? I'm sorry. Okay, turn that onion dish down to a low. Okay, your front dish is down to low. All right, that pasta and those eggs are cooking simultaneously. I'm getting pretty much everything off of here. There we go. And I'm going to throw the entire mix, including the juice at the bottom, as long as there's no tails in there, into, I'm not going to throw the juice at the bottom. There's just too many tails in there. I'm just going to take the shrimp right like that and put it right on top of the mushrooms. Just plop it right on top of the mushrooms. And forget what I was saying about the roux, because it's got some shells in there. All right, cool. And here I'm going to use this as a compost dish right here. See that? A little composting with Dave. Composting with Dave. Keeping all the food back in the succulent, back into the earth. Okay, guess what? That back burner has to turn off now completely. Okay. Give it a little stir. Let it sit in its own water. Give the front burner a little stir. Mix all those mushrooms together with the uncaramelized onions and just let it sit in its own juices. There you go. And that's on low. So we got no energy on the back burner. Just letting that stuff cook. Now I'm going to show you a trick. Thank you. I'm going to show you a really cool trick. I think I can move this now. One of the biggest problems people face with eggs is getting the peelings off. The problems are just enormous when you find an egg you can't get the peelings off. It's so frustrating. So when you cook those eggs for I can do 10 minutes at the most. Yeah, this will be like a 10-meal thing for me. I use a 10-minute egg cook. Once you get those cooked for about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna pull those out a little bit early. Yes, what are you, living on breath now? Hillary is a very rich woman, she and Bill. They have a lot of money. Oh yeah, they're in the 1% category. They nearly have $1 billion in assets. You didn't know that? Oh yeah, look it up. One of the secrets to dealing with eggs when they're really hard to peel is fill that container full of water. Just any water will do. I don't think it matters if it's just tap water, but I'm going to use filtered water because I'm extra careful. Okay. You're going to take those eggs that you're just cooking with the pasta, because they're kind of like sitting there. The pasta's about ready to be pulled out as well. The pasta is almost al dente here. And it's sitting in its own water, so it's still cooking. All right, so let's just check with the chat room to see if everything's okay. No, you got to peel the eggs because they go in the dish. And I have one of those really cool egg cutters from way back. Remember these? I had this from the 1960s. So we're going to use this to make the eggs Slice them up. That's weird. Somebody bent it. I bend it back. There it is. Yeah, you could. It's like a little a slicer. You've seen these before. Got a catch point though for some reason. Must have been the drawer doing that. Now it works. All right, so we're gonna pull those eggs out of there with a spoon. And of course, I have the egg spoon. Put it in the water. Okay. The pasta is done. I'm going to go ahead and drain it. But I have yet another trick for you here. Take a Pyrex container like this. Remember I said this dish calls for peas as another vegetable? Well, here you go. Check it out. We'll give a nice serving of peas in there for everybody. I'm going to save just enough for another little stir fry. All right. Now, set that Pyrex in the sink, like so. And then pour your pasta water out there, assuming you don't have a microphone cord over it. There you go. Okay, here I'm going to pour it right into the peas, like that. Okay, pull away so it doesn't overflow. And then you've got yourself really nice, wonderful al dente pasta. You can put it right back in the pan. The peas will cook in that hot water. Take the top off your shrimp dish, and then just massage your shrimp into position in that nice low flame. It's just kind of sitting there. You're basically flavoring the shrimp. Now you want to put a little bit more seasoning on that, okay? Every shrimp should have its own flavor. So we're going to add a little garlic powder to that. And be sure you find garlic powder from the United States, not from China, because China is using a lot of bad ingredients. Glyphosate, Roundup, toxins, sewage, whatever. All right, because their control of the environment is relatively lax, you're getting better quality here. Okay, I add some pepper grinds to this and just kind of massage it, let it meld. There you go, just kind of massage it around. And the pasta shells are in the back sitting on the warm burner. Give those a shake. Make sure they don't stick. Okay, good. All right, now I'm going to take those really those eggs and make sure they're cool to touch. See that? Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and peel those and show you how easy they are to peel. Hopefully this method will work and you'll be able to use this method before. Again. Nope. Almost. Big problem. Yeah, they're almost perfect, but they're not quite because I ran into a little snag with not cooking them long enough. Remember I said 10 minutes? So even these are soft boiled eggs. They're still fine for this dish. Okay. They're coming off very nicely the way I expected, but a little bit harder boil would have been better. I've got a soft interior, which is fine because it's going to mix with the pasta salad. And how are we doing on time? 15 more minutes? Okay. Hey, could you stop with the stop? Yeah, please don't talk about that in the show. Thank you. I will definitely be muting in a little bit, but see how easy that came off? I'm telling you, this trick works every time, even with difficult eggs. But if you let those eggs sit with the shell on for a period of time, they glue back onto the side of the shell. You create like a cold barrier between the hot and the cold shell, and it instantly just pulls away from the skin. That's really amazing. This is working great, albeit it is a soft-boiled egg. All right. I'm going to go ahead and run a little water over that so we don't have any potential shells in there. Again, use filtered water whenever working with that stuff. All right. Whoops. A little bit of the egg came out. Oh well. All right. We're good to go. That'll go into compost. And the eggshells go into compost too. So go ahead and put all that into compost. Yeah, isn't that great? Okay. Now everything goes together. We're going to mix the shrimp dish in with this dish right here, like that, right on top. Try to get every last little onion. There you go. We're going to go ahead and take those eggs and just float them in there, like so. And they act as a binder. There you go, all done. Good. And remember those peas that we put in there? They're actually pre-cooked in the package, so they're really quite ready. We're going to go ahead and drain those out and put those in there. All right. And one last egg for good measure. All right, then we take and get rid of that water from the peas. We can toss that in the sink if you want. And we're ready to start adding our old tartar sauce. Put that on top. Go for about a half a cup of tartar sauce. And I'm going for quite a bit of this mayonnaise, this non-GMO mayonnaise. All right, great. And I have just enough non-fat yogurt to spread into the dish. So I'm going to go ahead and put all that in there. It's about 1/8 of a cup. All right. Get it all in there. As much as you can. And if you can't use the rest of this, I sometimes make dressing out of whatever's in the bottom of this container. So I'll actually add milk to this and make dressing out of it. But that's just what I do. All right, so we're going to give it a good stir with a wooden spatula. Completely mix the whole dish up. The eggs get cut up in the process. Everything gels. Everything kind of jives. Beautiful. Twisted Sister. It's called Twisted Shrimpster is what we call this, and it has kind of a mild Alfredo taste. And you see that's still hot, right? And you're saying, why do you put cold mayonnaise with something that's still hot? Well, in the long run, it really doesn't matter. I used to think that did matter, but it really doesn't. I've tried it both ways. When you finally let this cool down, and I'm going to top this off with a little bit of pepper. And I'm going to, for flavoring, I'm not really worried. I'm going to go with paprika for the look. You know, that ready served look. And if I was not using the same dish I cooked it in, I would plate this out to make it look more beautiful. But I'm literally going to cover it up right now. Let it sit on the back burner. Everything's off. And refrigerate it. And in about 4 hours, it is ready for dinner. Yeah. All right, let me get more light in here. I feel like sometimes I'm like oh wow. It does look good, actually. We got a big western sunlight coming in. All right, so we're wrapping it up early. I'm going to go into the other show. But that was an amazing twisted shrimpster dish that you can put in the refrigerator and serve 5 people out of that for $5. Isn't that amazing? And yes, lemon is one of the things you can add to the top of it. If it's sitting in the refrigerator for like 3 or 4 hours, and everyone had a bite of it, you can top it off with lemon, and it's good for about 2 or 3 more days. Really, I'm serious. Lemon is a really good preservative, and you really will benefit from having a little bit of lemon around in the house, for sure. I'm not eating dinner right now at all. I kind of diet during the show time. All right, so I got a live camera in the other room. I'm going to go over there, and it will be up and running in just a sec. Give me about 1 minute. Thanks for coming in, everybody, and enjoy watching our recorded broadcast. Take care.